Gels, sprays, rinses, lozenges. When you're fighting Sjogren's dry mouth, the pharmacy aisle can feel like a maze. You've probably wondered, what actually works and what's just a waste of money? Well, today, we're cutting through all that confusion. We're going to rank nearly every over-the-counter dry mouth aid, from the duds in the C tier to the absolute gold standard S tier solutions that can bring you real relief. By the end of this video, you'll have a crystal clear shopping list and a strategy for finding what works best for you. Dry mouth, or xerostomia, is far more than just annoying thirst. For seniors, especially those managing Sjogren's, it is a serious issue that demands attention. When saliva is gone, your mouth loses its natural ability to neutralize acids and wash away food particles. This means teeth rot quickly and fungal infections thrive. Eating becomes painful. Even talking feels difficult. Our goal here is simple: to make sure the relief you choose actually protects your teeth and lasts longer than 5 minutes. This isn't just about comfort, it's about protecting your dental health and making meal times enjoyable again. We built this ranking based on 3 objective criteria, not just marketing hype or what's cheapest on the shelf. This is how we separate the S tier from the C tier. First, we look at asterisk effectiveness and duration. Does the product stimulate natural saliva, or does it only coat the mouth? And critically, how long does that relief last? We are always chasing that holy grail of overnight protection. Second, we evaluate *notch ingredient safety. For someone with chronic dry mouth, certain common ingredients are non-negotiable dangers. We look for products that actively benefit your oral environment, prioritizing proven ingredients like xylitol and specialized moisturizing polymers. Third, we consider asterisk accessibility and cost. A great product that costs a fortune or is impossible to find doesn't help anyone. We prioritize solutions that are reasonably priced and available at major pharmacies or online. Let's lay out the tiers we'll be using throughout this ranking. C tier is the caution zone. Asterisks. These are products that often worsen the problem or are actively dangerous for your teeth over time. If you use anything in this category, you must stop. Times Dange B tier is basic but helpful. Asterisks. Think of these as useful supplements for small moments, but they cannot be your primary long-term strategy. Pulmonary tier is awesome allies. Asterisks. These are the reliable daily drivers. Products that deliver real, consistent hydration and protection you can build a routine around. Finally, the asterisk time S tier is the superior solution, asterisk time. These are the gold standards, the game changers that offer the most comprehensive and long-lasting results available. We will be revealing these game changers later in the video. We're about to start our countdown by plunging straight into the C tier. But before we get there, a quick reminder. If you appreciate clear, step-by-step health guidance that actually works for adults 55 and up, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. It helps us keep researching and debunking the hype, focusing only on the facts that genuinely improve your daily life. Now, let's identify the enemies of a happy, moist mouth and find out why the C tier is a must-avoid. We start with the products you need to throw out immediately. This is the caution zone, the C tier, where products actively reverse your efforts toward relief. The first major mistake in the C tier is using asterisk alcohol-based mouthwash. You see these big blue or green bottles promising fresh breath. But for someone with Sjogren's, alcohol is a nightmare. It feels cool at first, right? That cooling sensation is the alcohol evaporating, and it takes moisture with it. You get a temporary sting of freshness, but 5 minutes later, your mouth is drier than before you started. It starts an awful cycle. Dryness leads to bad breath, so you use the alcohol rinse again, which leads to more dryness. If you have a bottle of mouthwash containing ethanol or denatured alcohol, it belongs in the trash right now. It is actively corrosive to dry, sensitive oral tissue. The second C-tier item is sadly very common. Toast, sucking on sugary candies or mints. Many people reach for cough drops or hard candy when their mouth is dry because the act of sucking stimulates a little bit of saliva. But if you have Sjogren's, you have severely reduced saliva flow, meaning you also lack the protective minerals in saliva. Bathing your teeth in sugar for 20 minutes several times a day is a guaranteed recipe for rampant decay. It can cause what dentists call sugar acid attacks. These attacks happen without the buffer of natural saliva. If the candy has citric acid or tart flavorings, the damage is even worse. This damage happens incredibly fast with xerostomia. A good rule of thumb: if it's sugary and you suck on it, it's a C-tier danger. Our final C-tier entry involves asterisk abrasive or harsh toothpastes and cleaning products. Specifically, look out for toothpastes with foaming agents like sodium lauryl sulfate, often listed as SLS. SLS is a common detergent that makes toothpaste foam up. For normal mouths, it's usually fine. But for dry mouths, it strips away the little bit of protective mucosal lining you have left. It can cause irritation, peeling, and discomfort, especially around the gums and inner cheeks. Stick to gentler products. Using a toothpaste with SLS when your mouth is already struggling is like washing sensitive skin with strong dish soap. It might clean, but it leaves you raw and exposed. Remember, the goal of the C-tier is elimination. By cutting out alcohol rinses, sugary aids, and harsh detergents, you are stopping the spiral of dryness and protecting your existing teeth. This is foundational care. Only once these dangers are removed can we start building a functional, comfortable routine. We now move up to the B tier, where things are helpful but still require caution and management. What makes a cheap bottle of water a B tier solution instead of an S tier savior? That answer is coming up. Welcome to the B tier, the level of basic but helpful solutions. These products are safe and effective, but they are short-term fixes. They manage the symptom without providing the long-lasting protection needed for Sjogren's. Our first B-tier entry is asterisk plain water, dusk, 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 dusk. Water is essential. You must drink it constantly. But as a dry mouth treatment, dusk water falls into the B tier because it offers instantaneous but fleeting relief. When you sip water, the dryness goes away. But seconds later, the water evaporates or is swallowed, and the dry feeling returns. Worse, if you constantly sip plain water, you may actually flush away any residual protective minerals your remaining saliva still holds. It's necessary for life, but it's not a standalone treatment for the underlying issue of low saliva. The takeaway here is to always have water, but pair it with something that seals or stimulates. Next in the B tier are *Talman sugar-free chewing gums. Chewing gum is an excellent tool for stimulating saliva mechanically. The movement of the jaw and the presence of flavor can trick the glands into working harder. This is a huge benefit, especially around mealtimes. However, plain sugar-free gum is only B tier for two reasons. First, the stimulation often lasts only as long as you are chewing. Second, if the gum contains sorbitol or other sugar alcohols besides xylitol, it doesn't offer the extra dental protection we need. It's helpful, but it's not optimized. Use it when you need a quick boost, but don't rely on it for prolonged defense. The final B-tier entry is *glycerin swabs, or oral sponges. These are often found in hospital or specialized care settings. They offer a quick way to swab moisture across the tongue and cheeks. They are great for refreshing the mouth quickly, especially for caregivers assisting others. They are safe and gentle. The downside is obvious. The relief is immediate and zero duration. As soon as the moisture is transferred, it begins to dissipate. These tools are perfect for quick hygiene checks or for momentary relief, but they cannot replace a product designed for hours of protection. They are a tactical tool, not a strategic defense. So the B tier is about safe, temporary relief. They are valuable tools in your dry mouth toolkit, but they need support. To move up to the A tier, we need to find products that provide sustained time comfort and active protection for your teeth. Are you ready to stop chasing temporary fixes? Let's look at the A tier solutions that will transform your daily routine. The A tier, or Awesome Allies, is where we find the foundation of a successful Sjogren's dry mouth routine. These products are safe, they deliver protection, and most importantly, they help manage the symptoms for hours, not minutes. The most important ingredient separating the A tier from the B tier is *Nachknamdolide. This natural sugar alcohol is our first A-tier entry. When you find lozenges, mints, or sprays that use xylitol as the primary sweetener, you have found an ally. Xylitol stimulates saliva, just like regular sugar, but here's the magic. Oral bacteria cannot digest xylitol. When bacteria consume xylitol, they starve and die. This actively fights decay. Using xylitol mints or lozenges throughout the day provides mechanical stimulation, sweet taste, and a powerful protective shield for your teeth. This is a triple win. Look for products where xylitol is the very first ingredient listed. This distinction moves it far beyond a simple B-tier sugar-free gum. Our second A-tier solution is *Noxta specialized moisturizing oral rinses and sprays. We are not talking about the harsh alcohol rinses from the C tier. We are talking about rinses formulated specifically for xerostomia. These products contain hydrating polymers and lubricants like carboxymethylcellulose. When you swish these rinses, they leave a thin, protective film on the tissues inside your mouth. This film mimics the slippery texture of natural saliva. This provides excellent comfort, helps with swallowing, and protects the sensitive mucosal tissues from drying out. They are especially effective when used after brushing and before consuming food. Use these rinses as your final step in your morning and evening oral care routine. The third A-tier essential is *Gentle SLS-free toothpastes with fluoride. Remember how we warned against harsh detergents in the C-tier? A-tier toothpastes solve this problem. These are formulated to be extra gentle and often include higher levels of fluoride or other remineralizing agents. Fluoride is a crucial defense against the rapid decay caused by dry mouth. When saliva isn't available to protect the teeth, fluoride steps in to strengthen the enamel. For adults with Sjogren's, a specialized high-fluoride toothpaste is often recommended by dentists. This product protects the integrity of your teeth against the constant acid attacks. Always check with your dentist about the right level of fluoride for your needs. The A-tier is your core strategy. Daily use of xylitol products, moisturizing rinses, and specialized toothpaste will provide good, reliable relief during the day. However, Sjogren's dryness hits hardest when you sleep. Your natural saliva production drops to almost zero, and the relief from these A-tier products will fade. This leads us to the S-tier, the strategies and products necessary for comprehensive overnight success. If you are struggling with waking up feeling like you swallowed sand, the S-tier is exactly what you need to see. Now we arrive at the S-tier superior solutions. These are the gold standards, the strategies that provide the longest relief and attack the problem from every angle. These S-tier solutions often address either the nighttime crisis or the systemic cause of dryness. Our first S-tier champion is the High Performance Overnight Gel. During sleep, the A-tier sprays and mints simply don't last. We need something designed to coat and seal the mouth for hours. These specialized gels are thick, sticky, and often contain slow-releasing moisturizing ingredients. They are applied heavily just before sleep, coating the tongue, gums, and roof of the mouth. Because they adhere so well, they prevent the tissues from drying out due to mouth breathing or low nocturnal saliva. Look for gels that market specifically as overnight relief or high viscosity. Applying this product every single night is arguably the single most important step you can take to manage Sjogren's dryness and protect your teeth while you sleep. The second S-tier category involves environmental control specifically using a humidifier. Many people dismiss this as a minor accessory, but when chronic mouth breathing is combined with low indoor humidity, it accelerates moisture loss dramatically. A high-quality, properly maintained humidifier placed right next to your bed can dramatically increase the moisture saturation of the air you breathe while sleeping. This significantly reduces evaporation from your mouth and nasal passages. The key is maintenance. Humidifiers must be cleaned frequently to prevent mold and bacteria buildup, especially for seniors. Use distilled water if possible. By controlling the air, you are reducing the work your mouth needs to do, elevating the humidifier to S-tier status. Our final and most powerful S-tier strategy is prescription saliva stimulants. For many with moderate to severe Sjogren's, over-the-counter aids only offer lubrication, not true internal moisture production. That is where medications like pilocarpine and cevimeline come into play. These are known as sialagogues, meaning they act on the nervous system to stimulate residual salivary gland function. They can be true game changers, increasing natural saliva flow throughout the day. Crucially, these are medical decisions that require a detailed conversation with your rheumatologist or prescribing physician. They have side effects and interactions, but for those who respond well, they offer a level of relief that no gel or mint can match. This is the ultimate evidence-based strategy for generating moisture from within, and it earns its spot as the highest S-tier solution available. We have now traveled from the dangerous C-tier to the indispensable S-tier. You have a clear roadmap. But what about all the other strategies you hear about? Things like oil pulling, special diets, or using only natural remedies. We need to talk about common objections and adaptations, especially for those in the Silver Smile and Bites community. One of the most common questions is about asterisk saliva substitutes. Are they S-tier or A-tier? They fall firmly into the A-tier. Products marketed as artificial saliva or saliva substitutes work by thickening and coating the mouth, using many of those same lubricating polymers we discussed. They are excellent for swallowing and comfort, but they don't actively fight bacteria or stimulate your own saliva like xylitol or prescription drugs do. They are fantastic daily allies, but they are not the comprehensive, systemic solution of the S-tier. Another area of confusion is the use of asterisk petroleum jelly or specialized lip balms. These are absolutely A-tier additions, bordering on S-tier for overnight use. Protecting the lips, the area surrounding the mouth, and the corners of the mouth is critical. Dryness here leads to painful cracking and infection. Using a thick, protective ointment or barrier cream prevents moisture loss from the lips and keeps the mouth open and comfortable for eating and speaking. This simple step is often overlooked, but it significantly improves quality of life. Make lip care a non-negotiable part of your routine. We also often hear about asterisk home remedies asterisk, like using pure lemon drops to stimulate saliva. While acid can stimulate a rush of saliva, we must keep them in the C-tier. As we mentioned earlier, the acid in lemon, vinegar, or even carbonated water quickly erodes enamel when you lack protective saliva. Never use acidic foods as a chronic solution. Instead, if you need a strong gustatory stimulation, rely on xylitol products. They deliver the stimulating taste without the destructive acid load. For our seniors and caregivers, adapting this strategy is essential. Simplicity is key. Do not try to implement all S-tier, A-tier, and B-tier products at once. Choose one S-tier solution, like the overnight gel, and make it a ritual. Then choose one A-tier staple, like a xylitol mint, for daily use. Focus on consistency over complexity. A simple routine that you adhere to every day will always outperform a complicated routine that you abandon after a week. Always keep your toolkit organized and visible. Water, xylitol, and gel. You now have the knowledge to upgrade your dry mouth management from guesswork to a scientifically backed strategy. We went through the ranking, from the dangers you must eliminate to the gold standards that offer true relief. If you are struggling with Sjogren's, implementing the S-tier strategies will transform your comfort, your eating, and your sleep. Remember, this is not just about feeling better. It's about protecting your precious dental health from rapid decay. You deserve to live with comfort and vitality. If this video helped you build a shopping list or provided a breakthrough idea, please hit the like button. It tells YouTube that clear, Evidence-based content matters. Subscribe to Silver Smile and Bites for more simple, actionable steps to improve your life after 55. Use this ranking to start feeling better today. Take control of your comfort and never settle for C-tier relief. You might be thinking, this is too much to manage. But let's break down how this S-tier strategy simplifies your life by managing the most critical time of day, the night. Overnight dryness is the most destructive period. If we lock down the night, we win more than half the battle. Think of the overnight gel and the humidifier as a dynamic duo. The humidifier ensures the air is moist, so your breathing doesn't actively steal hydration. It manages the atmosphere around you. The gel manages the inside of your mouth by acting like a protective shield. It's a physical barrier that holds in the moisture and prevents irritation from rubbing against dry tissues. If you implement nothing else from this S-tier list, commit to these two actions tonight. Place the humidifier within 4 to 6 feet of your pillow. Clean it before use. Apply the high-viscosity gel just before turning off the light. This simple ritual, less than 2 minutes long, provides hours of sustained relief and minimizes damage while your body is at its most vulnerable. For those who rely on the prescription sialagogues, consistency is your key to success. These medications take time to build up in your system, and you must take them exactly as prescribed to maintain the effect. Do not stop and start them based on how you feel one day to the next. They are the systemic solution that supports every other effort. Think of the sialagogue as the motor that drives the car. The A-tier products, the xylitol, the rinses, are the maintenance and the fuel. The combination provides an all-day, internal, and external defense. Another area that separates the A-tier from the S-tier is the mindset around * professional dental care. For Sjogren's patients, your relationship with your dentist becomes critical. A regular dentist might recommend standard care, but a Sjogren-savvy dentist understands your heightened risk. They can prescribe those higher-dose fluoride toothpastes we mentioned. They can apply protective fluoride varnishes during routine cleanings. They can spot fungal infections, like candidiasis, early on. This proactive, specialized dental care is essentially an invisible S-tier requirement. It's the professional insurance that protects your investment in all the gels and mints. Schedule an appointment, even if you feel fine, and explicitly discuss your Sjogren's diagnosis and your dryness level. Ask about protective varnish treatments. Let's quickly address a powerful psychological factor: claim flavor fatigue. Claim. When you are using specific mints, lozenges, and gels multiple times a day, every day, you can get sick of the taste. Manufacturers often offer only mint or simple fruit flavors. To maintain adherence, which is critical for Sjogren's management, you need variety. This is where the B-tier products can sneak back in. Keep a few B-tier sugar-free gums with unique flavors on hand. Use them as an occasional break from the xylitol mints, perhaps after a specific meal, just to reset your palate. Using B-tier for variety is a strategy to ensure you stick with the A and S-tier solutions long-term. Remember, every single product and strategy we've ranked is rooted in evidence to protect your vitality and oral health. There are no miracle cures, only consistent, smart choices. The power is in your hands to build the routine that works. Now let's talk about the practical application of our A-tier products and how they integrate seamlessly into your daytime life. Daytime is where the A-tier really shines. because it manages the fluctuating needs of eating, talking, and activity. The xylitol mint or lozenge is your pocket-sized defense system. It should be as common in your routine as your keys or wallet. Why a lozenge or mint over a spray during the day? Because the mechanical action of slowly dissolving a lozenge delivers sustained stimulation. You should be using these immediately before or immediately after eating. This is the crucial moment when you need maximum protection against food residue and acid. If you can only use one A-tier item during the day, make it the xylitol lozenge. It gives you protection and hand-time stimulation. When choosing your moisturizing spray, look for a small, non-aerosol container that is easy to carry. A quick spritz of this is perfect for sudden bouts of dryness, like when you are talking on the phone for a long time, leading a discussion, or simply waiting in line. These sprays provide that immediate, comforting lubrication without requiring a trip to the sink. Keep one in your car, one in your purse, and one by your reading chair. Easy access means consistent use. If the spray is tucked away in a medicine cabinet, you simply won't use it enough. Mealtime can be the most frustrating part of living with severe dry mouth. Even A-tier products won't completely solve this. The best mealtime strategy is preparation. Before you take your first bite, take a sip of water or a moisturizing oral rinse to coat the mouth. Then focus on moist, soft foods. Think slow-cooked meats, stews, sauces, or yogurt. Avoid anything dry, crumbly, or overly chewy, which can require excessive effort and irritation. Keep liquids close by to sip frequently. This is where the B-tier water comes into play. It helps wash down the food and keep the chewing process smooth. We mentioned the importance of gentle, SLS-free toothpaste. If you find your mouth constantly sore, or if your gums are irritated, switching to a specific dry mouth toothpaste can be a major relief. The lack of harsh foaming agents means your mouth heals faster and stays calmer. It's a quiet hero of the A-tier. Remember, your mouth is constantly healing, and you should not disrupt that process with aggressive ingredients. The goal is gentleness and maximum remineralization via the fluoride content. We also have to talk about caffeine and tea. Many seniors enjoy their morning coffee or afternoon tea. These can be problematic because caffeine is a diuretic, linked to increased dehydration. They are not C-tier dangers, but they need to be managed. If you enjoy a caffeinated beverage, always balance it with an equal amount of plain water. Think 1:1. Also, be careful of hot temperatures. Very hot beverages can irritate an already sensitive mouth lining. Let your drinks cool slightly and use a xylitol mint afterward to restore balance. This management technique keeps a favorite ritual in your life without sacrificing comfort. Consistency throughout the day prevents the severity of the night. By keeping your mouth lubricated and stimulated with A-tier products every few hours, you reduce the workload on your S-tier overnight solutions. It's a team effort. Let's make sure we are setting the stage for success every afternoon. Moving beyond the products, let's talk about a powerful, often ignored factor in managing dry mouth: breathing technique. This touches on an often unrecognized B-tier strategy that becomes S-tier when paired with our nighttime routine. Many people with Sjogren's resort to mouth breathing out of necessity or habit, especially if they have chronic nasal congestion or sleep apnea. However, mouth breathing is a massive accelerant for xerostomia. It directly funnels dry air across the sensitive tissues inside your mouth, rapidly evaporating any existing moisture. If you are a chronic mouth breather, especially at night, this negates the effectiveness of even the best overnight gels. The B-tier solution here is saline nasal spray. Using a simple, non-medicated saline spray before bed helps clear nasal passages. When your nose is clearer, you are more likely to breathe through it, reducing the airflow over your oral tissues. It's a foundational step. You aren't treating the dry mouth directly, but you are creating a physiological environment that supports moisture retention. This is why addressing the nasal passage elevates the quality of your overall management plan. Another simple, non-product B-tier action is conscious hydration cues. We all know we should drink water, but we often forget until the dry sensation is already severe. Instead, tie your hydration to an existing habit. Every time you finish a meal, take a sip of water. Every time you walk past the kitchen sink, take a small cup of water. Every time you stand up from a chair, take a sip. These small, frequent sips are far more beneficial than chugging a large glass when you are already parched. This avoids flushing away essential minerals and keeps the mucosal lining slightly moist throughout the day. Now, let's revisit the S tier and the conversation you need to have with your healthcare provider. While over-the-counter products manage symptoms, only systemic medications address the underlying gland function. If you have been struggling for months and A-tier products aren't enough, it is time to be assertive with your doctor. When you go to the appointment, do not just say, "My mouth is dry." Use specific, measurable language. Tell your doctor, "I use a high-viscosity gel every night and xylitol lozenges 3 times a day, but I am still waking up multiple times per night due to pain." Mention the specific prescription options we discussed, like pilocarpine. You are taking charge of the conversation. If your current provider is dismissive, find a specialist, like a rheumatologist or an oral medicine specialist, who deeply understands Sjogren's. Getting the right systemic treatment is the ultimate S-tier move, requiring professional advocacy. Remember that the success of the S-tier hinges on consistent adherence and integrating these strategies into your daily life without them feeling like a burden. The goal is to make these habits invisible, part of the rhythm of your day and night. We are building protection that lasts. Let's solidify the most common pitfalls we see when people try to implement these high-tier strategies. It's often not the product that fails, it's the execution. One common mistake with the S-tier overnight gels is applying too little too early. People treat it like toothpaste, applying a small amount and rinsing it away with water. The goal is to maximize the coating. You need a generous layer, often applied directly to the roof of the mouth and swished around with the tongue without subsequent drinking. Apply it right as you get into bed. If you apply it 30 minutes before sleep, it may be rubbed off or swallowed before it has a chance to bind to the tissue. Maximizing the duration of that gel is paramount to winning the night. Another slip-up relates to the A-tier xylitol products, treating them like candy. Xylitol is a powerful tool, but like all powerful tools, it needs to be used correctly. You should aim for sustained use throughout the day. Spreading out your xylitol intake helps maintain a hostile environment for decay-causing bacteria. Sucking on 5 mints all at once offers a temporary flood of protection, but spacing them out over several hours keeps the defense perimeter strong. Think small doses often. For our seniors, particularly those managing other medications, a careful review of your medicine cabinet is essential. This is a subtle S-tier strategy that often gets overlooked. Hundreds of common, over-the-counter and prescription drugs list dry mouth as a side effect. Antihistamines, decongestants, many blood pressure medications, and even some antidepressants can severely reduce saliva flow. Talk to your pharmacist. Ask if any of your essential medications are making your dry mouth worse. There may be alternatives that treat your primary condition without the extreme drying effect. This requires professional consultation, but adjusting one medication can sometimes be more impactful than any number of gels or sprays. We need to remember the environmental factors even during the day. Air conditioning, heating systems, and travel by air are all C-tier conditions for your mouth. They rapidly strip moisture. When traveling, always have your A-tier spray and a sealed water bottle. On long car trips or flights, use a xylitol product constantly. If you work in an office with strong air conditioning, place a small, personal cool mist diffuser nearby. Don't let your environment sabotage your routine. Finalizing your routine requires a touch of mindset. View your Sjogren's management not as a chore, but as an act of powerful self-care. Every time you grab your xylitol mint or apply that overnight gel, remind yourself that you are actively protecting your long-term health and vitality. You are not waiting for a miracle. You are implementing science. This positive reinforcement makes adherence easier and transforms the routine from a burden into a habit. Let's focus on the reward: comfortable speech, enjoyable meals, and protected teeth. To really cement this tier list approach, let's quickly contrast some common items so you never waste money again. This is the difference between disappointment and relief. Consider the contrast between a B-tier chewing gum and an A-tier xylitol mint. The B-tier gum is about jaw movement and temporary flavor. It might give you 10 minutes of relief. The A-tier mint, by slowly dissolving, provides mechanical stimulation and tentes a sustained, protective biological effect that fights bacteria for hours. If your goal is only momentary breath freshness, use the gum. If your goal is dental protection and lasting comfort, you must choose the xylitol. This simple choice dictates your long-term outcome. Now contrast the C-tier alcohol-based rinse with the A-tier moisturizing rinse. The C-tier product is immediate aggression, causing a vicious cycle of drying. The A-tier product is gentle, sustained lubrication. It leaves a protective, slippery film. If you have Sjogren's, you should never feel that harsh burn of alcohol in your mouth. If you do, it is a guaranteed sign that the product is working against you. The moisturizing rinse is an ally. The alcohol rinse is an enemy. Finally, think about the difference between a plain glass of water and the S-tier combination of a humidifier and overnight gel. Water is a temporary flood that evaporates. The S-tier approach is a comprehensive environmental and internal defense system. It's the difference between trying to put out a fire with a cup of water versus building a permanent, automated sprinkler system. You need the systemic protection to truly manage the condition, especially when your body's defenses are down during sleep. Understanding these contrasts empowers you. It turns a confused shopping trip into an efficient, evidence-based mission. You no longer buy based on advertising. You buy based on ingredients and proven performance. This level of confidence is invaluable for long-term management of Sjogrens. We've covered the products, the routines, and the professional advocacy required. But let's address one final element of vitality: comfort in social situations. Dry mouth is often isolating, making people hesitant to speak, laugh, or eat in public. This is where your A-tier spray and xylitol mint become not just medical aids, but social tools. Having those tools easily accessible allows you to quickly address dryness before it causes slurring or throat stickiness. Preparation removes anxiety. Knowing you have reliable defense gives you the confidence to engage fully in life. This is what Silver Smile and Bites is all about: improving everyday vitality through simple, actionable steps. We have detailed every layer of defense, from avoidance to advanced medical conversation. Now, we bring it all together into a brief, actionable summary: your Sjogren's Management Manifesto. Your mission starts tonight. Eliminate the C-tier. No alcohol rinses, no sugary aids, no harsh SLS toothpastes. You must clear the battlefield of the things that hurt you. Your day is dominated by the A-tier. This means consistent use of xylitol lozenges or mints to stimulate and protect. Use moisturizing oral rinses for lubrication, and always use gentle fluoride-enhanced toothpaste. Remember to balance any caffeinated or acidic beverages with water. Your night is secured by the S-tier. This requires a high-viscosity overnight gel applied immediately before sleep and a clean, functioning humidifier near your bed. If A-tier management is not enough, this is the time to schedule that critical conversation with your doctor about prescription sialagogues. Take the proactive step to get specialized care, including regular professional fluoride treatments from your dentist. Consistency is the ultimate S-tier strategy. It is far better to do 2 things well every single day than to attempt 10 things sporadically. Choose your favorite overnight gel, stick with your xylitol mint, and make them non-negotiable rituals. You now possess the definitive ranking, separating the powerful solutions from the weak imitators. This is the knowledge that transforms years of frustration into sustained comfort. You are equipped to manage Sjogren's dry mouth effectively, protect your teeth, and reclaim the joy of eating and conversation. Do not let this condition define your vitality. If this clear, evidence-based roadmap helped you build a powerful new strategy, please hit the like button. Subscribing to Silver Smile and Bites means you get more simple, actionable guidance designed specifically for improving life after 55. Take this ranking, apply the S-tier solutions, and start enjoying better health and better smiles today.